Okay, well, we got the 71 Monte Carlo, and thanks to the responses from the first video, I figured I'd do another one. And also, thanks to the first video, one of the second owner of the vehicle messaged me, so I reached back out to her, and we discussed the car quite a bit, and I got a lot more history of the vehicle. Let me go on record saying this is a very stock car, or restored to original, but it is not an original car. So want to upset anybody by me saying it's original, because it was repainted once before in the early 80s, and then once again in, I believe, 2004 or 5, right before I bought the car. So it has a couple paint jobs on it, but original 71 sheet metal, original bumpers, original grill, original wheels. But again, can't be 100% original, because when they're this old, things have to get replaced. So uh new tires on it. Let's see. Oh, had to put a new grill emblem on it. Headlights were burnt out, so guess what? Had to replace those. Let's see. So this is Nevada silver, black top, black interior. Let's go and look inside. Let's see. Now this car was ordered with the gauge package, sport steering wheel. Yes, that was an option. I have 3 build sheets in a real, original dealer brochure. They'll show that's option, which I do like the standard one a little bit better. It's nice that this one's a little smaller, but I do like the look of the original, or the stock original style, whatever, the basic steering wheel a little bit better, but it is a comfortable steering wheel. I did add the console in it just because this car was not ordered with the console, and you cannot just get the factory style console and put in, because floor pans are different. If this car would have been ordered with the console, it would have had a rounded floor pan, and without the console, they get a square floor pan. So I just bought an aftermarket one. That one just lifts in and out, so if I want to take it out for a show or anything, I can just lift it right out. But this way I got cup holders too. That's kind of nice. No AC, so I have the floor vents, which are good. And then let's see, like I said, gauge package. Originally this had an AM radio in it. I did put a AM FM Bluetooth radio in it, because again, tunes, and still has a factory appearance. Let's see, seats have been recovered just because they were wore out. Rear seat has not. That's a original rear seat. I know somebody didn't like my floor mats, but again, like I said, the stock ones were just horrible, and I'm trying to do it for more protection, because you can even see, even with the big floor mats, just how much dirt accumulates, so this one needs to be vacuumed out. Original door panels, I did, again, these kind of turn brown no matter what color it seems to be. The green interior in this one, when they started fading, they turn brown. These turn brown, so I did dye the bottom part of the door panels, but they are the original door panels. I did have to put new carpet in it because there was a tear in it, and okay, if I went to do it again, I probably wouldn't have, because now I got the console, and right under the console is where the wear mark was. Because I'll admit, the original carpet was a lot better quality than this aftermarket, and that's why with the 73 Chevelle I went and just dyed it, because I wanted to keep the original. I did have the speedometers rebuilt. The speedometer didn't work, and then the voltmeter, the amp gauge, whatever you want to call it, that didn't work. So when it was in, they replaced them. Let's see. Otherwise, for option wise, let me get in here. Has the light on the bottom of the mirror, the map light. Let's see what else. Like I said, original door panels. Now, when I did the seals, or the water shields behind it, I went and used some, I think you pronounce it butyl tape, that the tar tape, the little bead stuff put around. That's what I had with from the factory, and I could see exactly where it was. So I just uh, copied exactly where it was to trim this a little bit. That's just some of the tape that they had there. Um, they also have like this paper tape they use. I use Gorilla Tape because it don't hold the moisture as bad. So then, sorry, the chickens next door were making some noise. Got a little distracted. So I tried to copy everything of exactly where it was. Took a lot of pictures and just try to redo everything. Did have to replace the rubber boot because that was missing. And then I also did another piece of rubber underneath it and then cut it, trying to help some more of the sound. Trying to kill some of the sound coming up through there, and that seemed to help quite a bit. Now, this car does not have AC. Sometime in the 70s, they put an aftermarket AC in, but I could not get it to work, so I just removed it. I did keep the gauge down there just because that was added into the, I believe, in the 70s or something, and it just has kind of the period correct look. So I thought it was kind of neat. Let's see. Otherwise, original trim around the speedometer. Let's see. Did have to replace the levers. They were all cracked up. And then I also replaced the weather stripping. Now, be careful when you guys order weather stripping, because some of them come straight and they don't have this bend in here. So when you, yeah, the cheaper ones. And well, ask me how I know, because I went with the cheaper one to begin with, and now I put the more expensive one in, but they bind up more here and you have more of an air leak. As you can see, it was undercoated by Z-Barts at some point. That I'm not sure when. Let's see. They did add instead of this, the cardboard on the back. I don't know if you can really see, but they put a felt covering on the back from the previous owner. Well, I didn't mind it, so I left it. Let's see what else we got here. That's about what I have in there. Okay, let's go for a ride. Okay, originally this would have had dual or single exhaust coming out either on the back or kind of backside. I don't know, but I believe the owner before me, so it had been the third owner, who only had it for like a year. I think he just bought it to flip it, but he put duals on it, and they sound good, so I left them. Now I did have to put a new emblem on, and I have all the original ones too, but it was missing all the red, so I did that. Let's see. From the pictures I was sent from the 80s, it did not have a dealer emblem on here, but I did find the original one, and so be it. When I would get cars, I would want to always take that off, but now it's kind of neat seeing where these old ones came from, so especially since we're not in Illinois. So found that and just used two-face tape instead of drilling the holes and having the pins. Just did two-face tape. But original chrome on the bumpers. They're not perfect, but they're original 71. Found a 71 plate that came out of a museum in Montana. The original thing. Paid $6 for them after shipping. That's the original center caps and beauty rings. Let's see. One of the things when I had the rear end gone through and new seals, I did have them change it to a 308 rear end from a 331, just because I did a lot of highway cruising going to shows, and I wanted the wanted lower revs for cruising. Did add decals back in here. Like I said, I used a typewriter from the 60s actually to put the VIN on this one, trying to mimic the original. Would have been a Super Sport. It would have had SS right there. Let's go under the canopy here. And you can see, I mean, like I said, the original bumpers, so they're not perfect, but that's the way they're going to be. Let's get this hood up. Okay, and these are the Wagner halogen. And these are like, actually not the standard halogen, they're like a super halogen, which are better. We want to make a screen to go over the radiator here, trying to protect it from the bugs and everything. Did spring a leak, so I had to have the radiator shop fix it there, but original radiator, I believe. Again, just did a battery topper. It's just a battery from Batteries Plus, and just a black battery. So I'm just trying to kind of mimic the original one, and just did a topper on it because I wasn't going to spend $250 for a battery to make it look original. Now again, tired of the antifreeze spilling all over the garage floor. So that came out of like a 78 Nova. So it's kind of hidden back there, but then at least I can actually access it. I did have another one back there that I painted black, so you could not actually even see it, but if you need an antifreeze, couldn't fill it. So again, function over, appearance. So did that. And again, very easy to remove. And I believe I have the original hose still in the parts box for this. Again, look at all the room without the AC over there. And without all the air pumps and everything to change that fuel filter, I mean, nothing to it. On the Chevelle, what a pain. So, did paint the motor orange again. It was painted once before when they had it out, and they used like a flat orange paint, and you just couldn't keep it clean, and you couldn't scrub it, you couldn't do anything. So actually I just did it with the motor in it, and I just removed everything, and when I didn't remove, I taped off, and it turned out pretty good. And you can see I was missing the heat riser pipe and the stove pipe there, so when I had the manifolds off, I went and put all that back on, and that's what I wanted to do to the Laguna, but it didn't happen. Again, this car, according to the second owner, right before she got it, they went and put power steering on it. Because originally, for being a luxury car, it was an option to have power steering, and haven't seen too many without it. And this one did not have it. And I went and she said that when she got it, I think it was her dad and the original owner put power steering on it for her. But otherwise, still all the emission stuff, original gas tank in that, and then also I did have to put the fuel pump in it. And then did have to put a new insulation in, and if you noticed, I do have it backwards. This stuff wanted to just keep, it just wanted to keep falling apart, so I went and put it up backwards because I had a tougher backing on it, so it seems to be holding up. And of course, they didn't send me enough of the correct clip, so I kind of had to mix and match a little bit. And yeah, let's see. Went through, put a reproduction decal on the wiper motor there because the original one fell off, and of course the reproduction was a little bit different, and the numbering came off of that right away when I washed it. You can see it had an original alignment done, and when I got the new tires and the alignment done, it just goes down the road so great. And I did that sound deadening inside, took out the original stuff, put the new sound deadening in, and it dropped it 18 decibels. So a lot more quieter. And I mean, I covered everything for that sound deadening all the way up. I had the dash out, so I did it from under the windshield all the way to the very back. When I did that one, I didn't have the dash out, so I just went up as far as I could and try to copy it. But I still waiting on that radio to come in, so didn't finish the back part of it yet, which that will quiet it up quite a bit too. The only thing that was different is when they put the um, splash guards in. It's supposed to be these metal staples essentially, but they put these plastic push pins in. Not sure why. Well, I know why, because those staples are a pain to do. So, but there's that. Again, single horn. Didn't have the dual horn option. It's kind of weird how this car was ordered kind of like made to run, because I mean it had the 350, 270 horsepower, 4-barrel engine, 4-speed transmission, 331 rear end, no console, gauge package, no AC. I mean, it was kind of stripped down in that aspect. Did have the courtesy light options. Just black wall tires. You could have got black wall, white wall, or dual white wall. So I put on black walls again. But kind of would have thought he would have ordered it with the 402 in it, which would have been nice. But they kind of built it that way. But again, gas mileage. Best I've got out of this with highway cruising at 60 miles an hour is just a hair over 22 miles per gallon, believe it or not. And that is with, I think that was with the 331 rear end in it, if I remember right. So, this one with the 2-barrel and the 273 rear end, I've got somewhere right around 20 miles per gallon. And I believe with the Monte Carlo was somewhere in the low 20s. But it's been a while since I've taken that one on a long highway road trip, so I'm not sure. But yeah, it's kind of impressive. Let's see. Other than that, I don't know if you guys have had an issue, but I've had an issue with hood springs. Trying to get ones that were strong enough. This is the third set I've had, and they said these were supposed to be the ones, and they do help. But you can see, still cannot have the hood open part way, and it stays open. So let me know what you guys use, but that's the ones that were supposed to be the best on the market. Let's see, let's just go walk around this way. I believe the headliner, or sorry, the vinyl top was replaced when they painted the car prior to me buying it. Let's see. But when I spoke to the second owner, she owned it from 76 until in 2004-ish. Then it got sold to the guy I bought it from, who had it painted and did whatever, and then I bought it off of him. So she said it was a very clean car. Didn't drive it during the winter. Said it was an Illinois car its whole life until I brought it here to Minnesota. And I've never drove it in the winter, but very nice running car. Again, with the trunk, they sprayed it with the splatter coat and didn't put the clear coat on it. Whoever restored it, and then water is actually getting in the trunk around this emblem. So when I put the new one on, I sealed it up. But when the water would get in, it would eat up the that splatter coat, and it would come right off. So I went and redid all that. Which, make sure you guys use a base coat first, because the splatter coat's made to go over whatever color. So if it's the dark one, use like a dark gray or black, or the lighter color, use that kind of just a normal primer gray color, and then use the splatter coat over it. Just kind of, sprinkle it over it, and then clear coat it. That's what I did, and it turned out really well. Reproduction matte, so it was in there. See, that's the splatter paint I did, and like I said, there's the shine. Like I said, I can't remember if I used a matte. It looks a little shiny, so it might be like a semi-gloss, but I have cans and cans of matte paint, so that's what I would have thought. But here's with the speaker, and then with that same elevator bolt, that's how it looks, to kind of mimic how they were originally. Same with that side. And you can see that's the kit that I had made up, and originally it would have just been a blue wire because the speaker's growling through the speaker themselves. But then with these being modern speakers, they need a ground wire. So the guy made one up for me and did it. So you have the blue speaker, or blue wire, it would have been a single speaker, and then the gray or the brown with the dual speaker. Now again, these are reproduction ones because I didn't have any when I got the car. And then you can see the backing plate. Now that would have been like a tar paper originally, and they all fell down. And now what they make is cardboard ones. And then I used, I have jute padding on the back of that, and I might have even did some other type of sound deadener, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. There you go. Just wanted to show you guys the trunk of it. But there we go. I think I tried to cover everything that I didn't cover in the last video. But, oh, show you guys here. Now these are the trico wiper blades. Now these are the older style. And then on the Chevelle here, these are the more modern. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. They had some big ugly dual blade ones on it, so I tried to get the original style on this one, but this looks more like a kind of like a silver painted, where these are actually stainless steel. So the older ones are better than the current ones, but the current ones were the best I could find.